All right, this is the 1 p.m. Criminal motions calendar for October 29th of 2024. I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This I believe we have one remaining case on this calendar after the court talked about the case on the earlier calendar. I believe the only case we have remaining was the case for Telfair.
Yes, Your Honor. I just spoke with Attorney Lynch. We anticipate that we might be able to resolve most of those cases today. He's actually going to call his client to just relay the offer to her.
Okay, she's an active inmate, is it correct?
Well, she's not. She is there's anything showing that she was out. She was released, to my understanding, on Monday, but I not seeing things showing that she was still in. So he's going to call her right now.
Okay.
But she is not in, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Lynch, what's going on with Ms. Telfair?
What I was going to ask the court, and I just spoke to Ms. Hagler, she has put an offer on the table to resolve the cases that are pending before the court today. And I was going to ask if I could maybe, since there's no one else in the court, just get a breakout room and go over that with Ms. Telfair, or otherwise I can call her again. But I'm having some issues with my phone, so I thought maybe a breakout room might be appropriate. And I think she may be willing to accept what the state has put on the table here. And so I would
as a global, because my understanding is Ms. Telfair has quite a few cases.
Oh, it's what I had discussed with Ms. Hagler. We would be resolving, and this is subject to Ms. Telfair, but we would be likely resolving the battery family violence case and the terroristic threats case. And we would she has another traffic case that hasn't been arraigned yet. And we were gonna, that wasn't gonna be resolved today, but we would be resolving the battery family violence and the terroristic threats case. The reason we're not resolving the license case would just be to give her a little bit opportunity to get her license straight before we resolve that matter, Judge.
Okay. So what we're looking at, what time? Because it's already 12 after. I gave y'all a little time to get it together.
Yes, Judge. I think I need about less than 10 minutes to go over everything with Ms. Telfair. And then we should be ready for a plea. If not, I'll be ready to do the motion if that's
and Ms. Telfair is present.
She is, and I anticipate a plea, I believe.
All right, so hold on a second. Let me okay, I see.
She's on Zoom.
I see it now. So she's put her name up. Let me go ahead and put Ms. Telfair and the courtroom in a breakout room, and then you all will be in breakout room number 2. Once you have the opportunity to speak with her, then you can come back to the court and report what's going on.
Okay.
All right, so the breakout room should be open. The invitation should be there. All right, and as my understanding was, Mr. Vega's case is gonna be, I guess at this point, held in abeyance because Mr. Vega is wanted and has not, and his attorney is not able to make contact with him. And in the other case, the Miss Martin's case, I'm sorry, Miss Miller's case, Miss Miller is on leave of absence until tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll be back in a minute.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I do have an announcement.
Mr. Lynch?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Telfair does wish to accept a negotiated resolution to the battery family violence case and the terroristic threats case before Your Honor. 2024 CR 05917 and 2024 CR 03399.
Okay, slow down. Those again, 1 second, because both of those weren't on my bingo card for the 1 p.m. calendar, so go ahead.
That was it, Your Honor.
No, say the numbers again. I was trying to write them down, but you were going fast, and I usually listen fast, but.
Okay. 2024 CR 05917
Okay,
and 2024 CR 03399.
okay. All right, and so one of them I should have on the calendar. The other one was not on the calendar. Is that correct?
That is my understanding, Judge. The other case was a 2023 traffic offense case.
Okay.
CR if you're interested.
Yeah, and then my understanding is with that one, y'all are gonna, I guess there's some things she needs to do for her license.
Correct, and just because it hasn't come up on an arraignment calendar, we were hoping to let it come up on the arraignment calendar and let her hopefully have her license together by that point.
Okay. All right. So on this case, the 051919 is a battery case.
917 is a
917. I'm sorry.
battery family violence case, Judge.
So how many counts?
Counts 1 through 4 merge.
Battery, simple battery family violence, battery family violence, simple battery family violence, battery and simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
It should be a total of 5 counts, Your Honor.
What's the fifth?
Okay, so it should be battery family violence, battery, simple battery family violence, simple battery, and then another simple battery. There are 2 victims on this case.
Okay. All right, and she's so Miss Telfair, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. So Miss Telfair, you're before the court on case 2024 CR 05917, State of Georgia versus Sierra Shantae Telfair for battery family violence count 1, simple battery family violence count 2, battery count 3, simple battery count 4, and simple battery count 5. What does your client plead to the offenses before the court, Mr. Lynch?
Judge, I believe it's a guilty plea to count 1.
And the remaining will merge?
So I know that I believe 2 through 4 would merge, and I think 5 probably would not merge, but the state is either, I couldn't.
It's a separate victim, so that one will not merge.
Okay, so that'll be no prize?
That will be a concurrent.
Okay, all right.
Concurrent sentence.
She'll plead guilty to count 5 as well, then, Judge.
All right, and then on 2024 CR 03399 is terroristic threats and acts. What does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Guilty, Judge.
All right, Ms. Telfair, by entering these pleas, you give up the right on these cases to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Regarding case ending in 03399, pursuant to the probable cause affidavit completed by Officer G. Middleton, on or about August 20th of 2023, he responded to 1097 La Havre, Lehav as in Victor, RE Court, Hampton, Clayton County, Georgia. Pursuant to the probable cause affidavit, the defendant did commit the offense of terroristic threats when she stated on video footage twice to her mother, Vanessa Barthel, last name is spelled B as in boy, Arthel, that I will beat your motherfucking ass. This, both parties were living in the same household at the time of the incident. The state's recommendation for this case is going to be 12 months probation.
Who's the second victim? You said this is the case with the two victims.
The terroristic threats only has one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. This is the case that's on the calendar, 03399. Okay. This only has one victim. And the state's recommendation is 12 months probation. Your Honor, for case ending in 5917, pursuant to the probable cause affidavit completed by Officer C. Goombs, Gumbs, on or about May 18th, 2024, she responded to 11097 Hunters Lane, Hampton, Clayton County, Georgia, pursuant to the domestic disturbance. The defendant was charged with battery because she intentionally caused substantial physical harm and visible bodily harm to Miss Vanessa Barthel when she punched her on the left upper lip, leaving a red mark during the argument. The victim stated that the defendant was under the influence of alcohol at that time. The defendant and the victim are mother and daughter. Also on that day, the defendant intentionally made physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature against Miss Ebony, Ebony Barthel, by hitting her in the chest during an argument that was witnessed by Miss Vanessa Barthel. The defendant and Miss Ebony are sisters. Your Honor, for this case, count one, 12 months probation. The defendant is to complete the Family Violence Intervention Program, 40 hours of community service, no violent or harassing contact with the victims, Vanessa Barthel and Ebony Barthel. Due to the victim stating that the defendant has a alcohol problem, the state is also offering that she complete the substance abuse evaluation and treatment and follow all recommendations, submit to random screens and testing, and to go to one AA meeting per week. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge, and then count 5, 2 on concurrent with count 1, 12 months probation to complete the Family Violence Intervention Program, 40 hours community service, no violent or harassing contact with the victims, Ebony Barthel and Vanessa Barthel, 1 AA meeting per week, and then the random testing and drug screens, and to complete the substance abuse evaluation treatment and follow recommendations.
All right, Mr. Lynch.
Just on behalf of Miss Telfair, she does acknowledge that she has an issue with alcohol. She's
an alcoholic. Let's call it what it is. We say these pretty words, but when we do that, we rob the person of the right to acknowledge that they have an issue and to begin to deal with that issue. Miss Telfair is an alcoholic. Now move forward.
Thank you, Your Honor. With that, she wanted the court to know that she has started treatment at Anchor Hospital. She has already started going to AA meetings, I believe, and she showed me some documentation of that with her sponsors, I believe. So she has started to address the issues that she has, from being an alcoholic. And so with that, Judge, we would ask the court to accept the recommendation from the state in these cases.
Is Ms. Telfair working?
Ah,
Talk to me.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I do got a job. I start on the Halloween on the 31st at 7 a.m.
What are you gonna be doing?
It's gonna be warehouse. I used to work it like 2 years ago. It's a warehouse on South Fulton Drive.
Okay, you said that like it wasn't a job. A job is a job, especially when you're trying to get back into the workforce. A job, whatever job is good and it's going to give you the opportunity to make some money and help yourself, you can always move up. But a job is a job. Okay, so don't hang your head because you be excited that you got a job that's going to start at 7 a.m. on October 31st. And the reason I say that the way I do is because I want people to stop making the issues that we have as individuals something to be ashamed of. Because when you're ashamed of them, you hide. And when you hide, you don't deal with what is going on. You're so ashamed because somebody might judge you that you don't address the issue. Here's the difference. Robin Roberts, the news anchor, says her mama used to say, everybody got something. And Miss Lucy Marion is right. Everybody has something. Whether it's visible or not visible, everybody's dealing with something. And when we stigmatize certain things, but not other things, then those people with the things that are stigmatized don't get the opportunity to deal with their issues. You have an issue, but the effect on you and your family is no different than if you didn't treat hypertension or you didn't treat diabetes. It's gonna take its toll on your body and your mind and your whole way of living. You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how old are you?
39 actually.
Okay.
I have a 6-year-old son.
All right. So who's helping you to care for your son?
Me, his dad in Atlanta.
Okay. So his dad is active and involved.
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Good. I like that. I like that both parents are active. I don't care whether y'all together or not together. I like that y'all are active and involved because that's what matters.
And he just started basketball yesterday. So
hey, like, yeah, we get into the last football game and I'm sure. That was him and his daddy's choice. But anyway, Miss Telfair, this is what I want you to focus on: your health and getting it together. Now, let me say this, just between me and you. Usually when I see situations like this, what it tells me is, and I went to a training and they were like, you're exactly right. And I was like, oh, I was just guessing. But no, it's experience teaches you certain things. And I've been in this job for a while. What I realize is when you got a young person who alcohol is having a very negative effect on their life, it's not alcohol. It's that you're dealing with either grief or trauma.
And I am, and my brother got killed in 2022. Mm-hmm. And then when the pandemic, I've been at ophthalmology office for over 7 years. Mm-hmm. And he got killed, shot 15 times. And he was 18. So I'm just now admitting 4 months ago that I have a heart problem.
And let me tell you, I see it all the time. People's lives are going along fine, and then something will happen. And it's that grief. Let me tell you, I have a cousin that all of us consider him our little brother, and he was carjacked while I was in law school. And that pain, same age, that pain of losing somebody that has so much promise and is going somewhere and gives you so much joy, because he was the joy of our family. And so I kind of have the idea of what you're talking about. And when I say to you, there's no shame in the grief that you're feeling, but to honor his life and to not throw yours away, right, and to raise your son so that he sees the light and the joy that your brother gave to you, you gotta go ahead and get some help for your grief.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Yeah.
gotta, the grief counselor, they have group sessions at different churches. They have different places where they'll do counseling. Once you get into this job, they might have an EAP program, an employee assistance program that can give you counseling. Because I tell you, until you deal with that underlying situation, things like this are gonna happen, because when that pain comes up, you don't have another way of diverting it.
Yeah.
You know, around the anniversary of his, his birthday, and
His
around the
birthday just
anniversary.
passed on the 17th of October, and I was locked up in Clayton County. So
See, so when you get those anniversaries, like I was one of the last people before he went back to school and then came home and this happened. I spent time with him, and that replays in my mind all the time when I think about him. The point is, though, you gotta get the way to healthily to deal with that grief in a healthy way, because your son's got to have you. You can't throw away your life grieving over your brother. He wouldn't want that, right? He wouldn't want that. And so I'm not trying to take you down that road, but what I'm telling you is give yourself permission to feel it, to deal with it, to talk to somebody about it. Talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Because family members, and friends, they'll think to themselves, oh, you should be over that by now. You should be past that. And nobody can put a timeline on our grief.
Right.
Okay. And so don't even burden them with that.
Right.
Go to somebody who is trained to talk you through this process and to help you get through this process.
Yes.
All right.
That's what I was told, that get therapy and stuff, and it's not a bad thing. So that's really what I'm focused on, because I've always had great jobs. I work for Delta Airlines, the post office. Like, this is not me, and everybody knows this. So it's
So give yourself permission to get the help that you need to deal with the grief. Because some people, when you talk about it, some people deal like they bury it or they deal with it in a way where you'll never see it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're not grieving. And then other people, you're going to see it. Okay. But both ways are valid. What I'm saying to you is just get somebody to help you so that you don't take away from raising your son.
Right.
All right. So, Ms. Telfair, I'm going to accept your plea on case 2024 CR 03399, and I'll sentence you to count one. No, I'm sorry. The only count. I'll sentence you to 12 months probation to run concurrent with case 2024 CR 05917. In that case, you're entering a plea of guilty to counts 1 and 5. I'll sentence you to 12 months probation to do a family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service. You're to have no alcohol or illicit drugs during the course of your probation. You'll be screened randomly for alcohol and drugs. You're to do a substance abuse evaluation and take any treatment that they offer. You're to do one AA meeting per week. That's the good one. And I tell you, because it's not people like me who don't have that particular situation talking at you. It's people who've been through what you are going through, who are either past it or who are in the middle of it. And they can share with you their ways of coping or just let you get it out without judging you. Okay.
Yes.
So one AA meeting per week. You're to have no violent or harassing contact with Vanessa Bartell and Ebony Bartell. And count 5 is 12 months probation to complete your family violence intervention program and any of the special conditions. All of the conditions of probation are special conditions. So you'll have that opportunity to complete any of the special conditions, family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, no violent or harassing contact with Ms. Bartell, Ebony, or Vanessa, and AA treatment 1 per week. And so it's my understanding that is that running concurrent or consecutive, Ms. Hagler?
Current judge.
I'm sorry?
Concurrent judge.
Okay, so
Concurrent.
that'll run concurrent with count 1. So you'll have those 12 months to do what you need to do to complete your probation. Now, this is what I tell you, and I tell everybody. Our probation officers are here to assist you in successfully completing
Yes.
your probation. And the way that happens is you've got to talk to them if something is an issue, a difficulty, or if if you completed something, you want to ask a question about something else, let them know. Stay in contact and make sure you go to your probation reports because that's the quickest way to get rearrested. But they will fight on your behalf. I promise you. If they think that you need some change or accommodation, they'll come to me and say, hey, she can't do this, but can she do this? If you're involved with them, they will go to bat for you. All right. So what
Yes.
I'm going to do now is, Mr. Lynch, did you have anything else for Ms. Telfer before I have her speak with Ms. James?
No, Your Honor, if she has anything for me, she can call our office, but no, none at this time.
All right. I don't see Ms. James on. Does anybody have?
She is. She
I'm
appears.
looking.
I'm right
Lord,
here.
Ms. James, I'm sorry. I'm looking straight at your picture.
It's
And
okay.
I just chalk it up to, all right. So Miss Telfair, I'm going to put you and Miss James in a breakout room. And once you sign up for probation and speak with Miss James, she's going to give you all of the information that you need. Ask any questions that are specific. You're starting a new job. Talk about transportation issues, anything that's specific to what might be a concern for you. Ask those questions. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room now, Miss James. She's going to be in a minute. Miss Telfair, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for your son. I'm glad that he has two supportive parents.
Yes.
And you have family members that are going to be supportive of you. And I just want you to know that you have the tools available to you to move on. And dealing with the situation is not in any way forgetting about your brother. It's honoring his life and making sure you live and your son lives as well as possible so that he knows that y'all are doing okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to put you in the breakout room with Miss James. And once you finish speaking with her, then you can go ahead and start your probation as you've discussed with her.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you see the invitation pop up?
Yes, I can click it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, Miss James, thank you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my understanding is that was the only remaining case. Do we have anything else? I know with Treston Jameer Johnson, Miss Miller is out of she's got a conflict and won't be out of her conflict until later this week. So we've handled Miss Telfair's two cases, and she has a traffic offense that's going to come up later. And then Mr. Juan Antonio Vega has absconded and is wanted. Is that my understanding? All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to stay here and wait for Ms. James to come back to let me know that she's done. But anything else at this time?
Nothing.
Not from the, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, nothing.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right, well, thank y'all for getting that worked out. I know that was challenging. A lot of these cases where people have multiple cases, we're getting them worked out. And we could try them, but we can't try everything. So I thank y'all for working on that. And Ms. James, back up.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
May I
Thank
be?
you.
Yes. Like I said, I'm just going to wait for Ms. James to come back. So you all can be excused at this time.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, I'm done.
All right, Ms. James, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, take care, ma'am.
You too.
All right. All right, everybody, thank you so much. We're adjourned at this time.